Hello there and welcome back to the Warcraft Weekly, the show that brings you all the latest news about World of Warcraft from within the game and the community around it. In this week's episode, we'll take a look at all the events happening in the game this week, of which there are quite a few, a bit of news for what's coming in Season 4, and we'll also take a look at the Mythic Affixes, as well as the Transmog of the Month entries for the past couple of weeks. So let's go. First of all, beginning with the Mythic Affixes. This week it is a tyrannical week, so the bosses will be a bit tougher, more health and more damage from them, and it's also going to be afflicted for the first affix on keys level 7 and above. This is where, in combat, 1 or 2 afflicted mobs will spawn and start casting Afflicted Cry. Remember that this was recently nerfed, so the cast time of this is now 12 seconds instead of 10 seconds. All you need to do for this is either dispel the mobs or heal them to full, and then they will go away and not cast their nasty debuff. If they do get the cast off for this, then it's going to reduce everyone's haste in the party by 100%, so not fun times for you guys. The second affix to deal with in higher keys is of course the on-death affix, and this week it is bolstering, so whenever a mob dies, now guys, correct me if I'm wrong, because I always get these wrong, I should know by now, but it's me, so there we go. When a mob in a pack dies, it will increase the health and damage of the mobs around it for 20 seconds. So this used to be basically an infinite duration. It did get nerfed back in patch 9.1.5, I believe. So this is 20-second duration, but still, what you will want to do is, as best as you can, try and kill the mobs at a pretty similar time, so you're not dealing with one massively bolstered mob, which is going to be slapping your tank around pretty hard. So those are your affixes. Not quite as good as a push week as last week was, but still not a terrible week overall. Good luck in your keys. Now, as for events this week, the first one is the Pet Battle bonus event. This is where you just get double XP for all pet battles that you do. There is a quest to win some PvP pet battles, there we go, to get some battle pet supplies. Why do I always find that hard to say? Whether you simply want to just level up your battle pets to use in combat, or if you want to level up some pets to sell on the auction house to get a bit of gold coming in, now's a great time for you to do that. Now, there's actually 2 events this week. It's also the dungeon bonus event this week, so the final boss of every dungeon will reward an extra piece of loot, and there is usually also the quest available to complete 4 Mythic Zero or Mythic Keystone dungeons. Once you do that, you'll get rewarded with a piece of heroic item level raid loot, so it's well worth doing if you need some gear. The PvP brawl this week is the Warsong Scramble. Now this is quite a fun one, I do enjoy this one from time to time. So it's basically Warsong Gulch but a little bit more bonkers. Each team will have 3 flags active at any one time, and you also don't need to have your flag in your base in order to capture the enemy's flag, so it's caps for days. Instead of just 3 captures for the win, it's actually 10 flag captures to get the win, and it's also very satisfying playing this as a class that is a good flag carrier, as you would imagine. Captain Obvious comment of the day for you there. Remember that there is always the quest called Something Different that you can get from Kazra or from your adventure journal by pressing Shift and J. If you do this, you just get the quest to win the brawl. If you win the brawl, turn the quest in, you'll get some marks of honour and some conquest if you complete that. Now then, other holiday events. As we head into next week, the 1st of April, that is when Noble Garden will start. Now, it lasts until the 8th of April, so it's only a week-long event. There have been mentions of a big refresh or update to this holiday. However, as it is only a week long, I can't imagine it being quite as big of a revamp as the Love is in the Air event that we had recently was. But hopefully something decent that doesn't just revolve around collecting eggs like a maniac. Give us something extreme, Blizzard. Something extraordinary, extravagant, something extra special. Don't promise us a revamp and then be sat there with egg on your face. Alright, I'll stop. So, as we don't know much about this event right now in terms of changes, what we'll do is talk about this more in next week's episode. So, coming on March the 30th, we also have the Plunderstorm Creator event going live, so you can tune into that if you want to watch some of your favourite content creators play Plunderstorm together. There have of course been some hotfixes to Plunderstorm, which is kind of good to see. Some of the abilities have been nerfed and brought more in line with the others. It's still a bit of a, crazy fest in there, but it's quite fun, it's not a disappointment. I think the vast majority of players are actually quite enjoying it, even the people that have been surprised because they maybe don't like PvP, because obviously you can kind of ignore that element of it for the most part and just go and collect stuff and just yeet yourself out when you're done and you've got enough plunder that you think you can possibly get in that match if you're just purely trying to get the rewards, which is obviously a perfectly viable thing to do. But at the end of the day, I just think it's good that Blizzard are trying new stuff, and that's only going to probably benefit us as players down the line, so they've got to break the mold sometimes and try something new, so props to Blizzard for doing that. Decent. It kind of makes up for this shitty Hearthstone event, so let's just leave that one in the past, eh? With a new month in April also comes the refresh of the trading post, so Blizzard did state in their preview recently that the trading post this time would be piratical. That's a word I've never heard before. And piratical yet spring fresh, so we'll see what that actually means. Potentially we could get a recolor of the Transmog sets that you can get from Plunderstorm, but I do wonder if they'll actually put one of those high-end sets in. You know, the one with the effects that you get from between 22 to 38 renown, I believe it is. We shall see. These sets have been data mined though, so you can actually see those here on the screen. I'm a big fan of the darker one, particularly though the orange one. So hopefully we do get access to those soon. I wouldn't be surprised if they did put one on the trading post, because I do know some people have gone into Plunderstorm to try and get the rewards and just thought, nope, this is not my cup of tea, and that's completely fair enough. So it would be a shame if they had absolutely no way to get the rewards. But again, I know you could say, oh, little crybabies, just get on with it and get it if you want the rewards, but it's an inclusive game, so, you know, it is what it is. Don't forget as well, you can still currently get the fancy crab battle pet called Fathom as a Twitch drop by watching 4 hours of any of the WoW streamers with drops enabled. You've got until the 5th of April to get this pet if you do want it. Wowhead has a guide on how to do this, which I'll link in the description. So, PTR news. We do know that the Season 4 PTR is going to go live on Tuesday, likely at the time of this video already being out, so we can jump in and test things there, see what's coming in Season 4. Again, this is only going to go live today, so there's not much to tell you currently, but we'll definitely delve into more of Season 4's coming goodness in the next week's episode. I did mention some of the things that have been confirmed to come in Season 4 in last week's episode, such as the Fated Raid system, and the fact we're going to get a Diner system as well, similar to the Shadowlands, where we can target a specific piece of gear from one of the raids as a bit of bad luck protection, so that's kind of nice. I think we're only going to get one this time, but still, that's better than nothing. We also now know that there's these reputation buffs coming to Dragonflight, so these are pretty nice. A 50% bonus rep with various Dragonflight reputations, and not just the main factions either, so you got some of the ones like Rathian as well and Sibelium, so these are going to be great for anyone that does return for Season 4 that's not really actively playing Dragonflight, but that does want to catch up in more aspects than just gear, which typically I think a lot of people do come back towards the end of the expansion and try and catch up, but also prep for the next expansion that's coming. So it's a great time to catch up with those, and Wowhead seem to think that they're going to be on a rotation each week, depending on whichever raid is currently fated that week, which does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? So that's probably what we'll see. Regardless, I can't wait to get stuck into the PTR this week and start working on some guides and things for you guys, so hold that thought. Okay guys, so on to the Transmog of the Month submissions for the last couple of weeks. Now I did of course miss this last week because it was tied for time. Guys, there have been so many submissions, kind of blown away by how many that you guys have submitted this month. And what I've decided to do is, so that I'm not just repeating myself all the time, saying similar things about each set, I'm going to show all of the Transmogs that you guys have submitted so you all get featured in the video, because I do appreciate the effort that you put into the sets. So we're going to show them as we talk about the competition. So the theme for this month, if you didn't know, is obviously green, as you can tell by all these sets that you're seeing right now. Now you can interpret that in whatever way you want to if you do want to come and take part in this. The way to take part is to make a transmog of your doing that sticks with the theme. The theme for March is green. Once you've got your transmog, take some nice screenshots of it. The best way to do that and to show us the list of what you've used is to use the add-on Narcissus, so you can download that through CurseForge if you wish to do so. Once you've got your screenshots, jump into our Discord. You can find the link to that in the description below. Come in the Discord, go down to the World of Warcraft section, Transmog of the Month for March, and then submit your submission in there for reviewing. And then at the end of the month, all the Transmogs are judged, and then we will choose a winner, and the winner will receive £20 worth of Battle.net balance. Sometimes we have issues here because if you're in a different region to me, I can't actually transfer it to you as Blizzard balance, so we can do PayPal or something similar to get you your prize. Okay guys, that's going to be it for this week's episode. I will let the Transmog submissions keep running. I'll put a bit of music on for you so you can enjoy those. Thank you to everyone who did submit the Transmogs this month so far. If you still want to sneak in this month, you've got up until the 30th of the month to submit your Transmog. I will put a little note out in the Discord letting you know when the submission window has closed. So if you want to submit for this month and be there with the chance to win, do submit your Transmogs before the 30th of March. Thanks very much for watching, guys. If you've enjoyed this, please do consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on the video. And obviously, if you subscribe, you'll get more guides and things from me in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. I've been LaserBeast, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.